What's up, everybody? It's George, Warp Charge Gaming, here with Chris and Alex. Alex is our special guest from Maryland that came down to Richmond, Virginia, a few-hour drive to play in our latest event. We had a Shadespire tournament go down at Battlegrounds. You may have seen us talking about it over the last few episodes. There's the flyer for it. It was an awesome time. We got a lot to discuss today. I think this is like episode 16 or something. We've been doing pretty decent with the consistency. The illustrious James Schaff, our favorite painter and partner to Warp Charge Gaming, he is out and about and will be joining us a little bit later. But yeah, let's get. We're gonna start out with just kind of covering what went down at the very first Warp Charge Gaming Shadespire tournament. It was actually, I think, the first Shadespire event at Battlegrounds. We've been kind of the waving the freak flag high of saying that this is a great game. Radio silence was pretty tight when I was promoting online on the local Facebook groups and whatnot. It was tough to get some vocalization that people are into it. And a good something kind of stuck with me. The game store had mentioned is like people are nervous to get into games that they're not sure if other people are going to play with them. So where there might be interest to play, if they don't feel confidence that there's others to play with, then they don't ever get into it. So it's been nice to get that kind of community started. I feel I spent a couple days at Battlegrounds 2 days prior to the event, just sitting there promoting with the game open, trying to teach anybody I could. I was able to teach a really awesome dude named BK. And he was obviously a great gamer, played a lot of Magic. He quickly, in a moment's notice, like, all right, he's like, cool. After one demo game, he went and spent like $150, which almost gets the entire game for you.
Nice.
And,
That's super cool.
yeah, and like his deck was ready, dude. Like the next day, I show up again, and he had like sleeves on his deck. He had like proxy cards in there to make sure that he wanted to run what he wanted to run, already like printed out and cut up and shit. He was on point. So it was cool. We had 10 people show up. I got an image in here showing us chilling in the store. Bam. There's all of us in Battlegrounds. You can see BK in the red shirt in the corner there. He did a great job. He played Magor's Fiends, which is actually what Alex here with as a guest tonight. He also played Magor's Fiends, so it'll be cool to hear a little bit about that.
That's me in the green.
There you are. Yep. You were playing in that game, Will, who played his dwarves, and Will's actually the store owner of Battlegrounds. Super cool dude. And then I see Ivan. Ivan's in the gray, and he was traveled from afar. That was cool. Oscar is in the black playing Ivan there, and he was actually our person that won Best Painted. I got that loaded up. Check out these models. Oscar Lars, you can find him on Instagram. He... pro painter, dude won some Best Painted at Nova last year. It's definitely his MO going to events. He pretty much stole the show. There was some great painted stuff. I mean, even Alex's stuff was looking real nice, and it was difficult. We could, you couldn't really hold much candle to this guy because he's like freak show god level.
Oh, yeah. Worst part was he's a nice guy too. So you can't be mad at him.
And super nice. Indeed, there was one thing I really enjoyed is my buddy Jack showed up and he had some 3D printed Shadespire pieces. Check out this cool token thing he designed, and he just hooked me up with one recently. These things are sick.
Oh, I've actually been talking design with him. He's been doing some modifications to his existing design. I'm super excited to see how it turns out.
Yeah, he also brought a couple of these Shadespire 3D printed terrain that he had found blueprints for online. He got them painted up for the event. We had like 2 sets of them. So as I was TOing, I was walking around and throwing this on everybody's table. I really enjoyed seeing that extra element get added to the game there.
Yeah, I noticed it even when I was playing. Like I would notice it on other boards, and I was like, that's really cool because it adds another element to kind of help you get into the game.
Totally. Yeah, I definitely dug on it. So, dude, like, I got some cards pulled up here. You came with your roommate Mitch. You guys both stole the show. Would you say that how would you feel about the level of challenge? Have you done Shadespire events before? First time in Richmond, first time Battlegrounds, right?
First time in Richmond and Battlegrounds, yes. I played in a Shadespire tournament in Fredericksburg.
Okay.
At the Warhammer store there. And Mitch has played 2 in that Fredericksburg location. But this was my second and this was his third.
Gotcha.
But this was our best placing for both of us.
Very nice, very nice. Were you guys, you know, I think you guys are roommates, right? So you obviously played plenty of times, yeah?
Yes, he was the one that got me into the game, and so we have both played each other many times, and we continue to play each other many times. But it was definitely we're definitely in full support of each other, and definitely spend a lot of time thinking about what's the best way we can use these cards, what's the best cards to add, all that sort of stuff.
Right.
Oh,
You know, what's funny, man. I often go to tournaments with a buddy of mine, Connor, and we've gone to so many that there's like always that car ride home. I was just imagining the one for you, like when you drive a couple hours and then win. Like it's such a much more elated ride home with like lots of talking versus, you know, you get your ass kicked and you drive in silence, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, when I was part of the Super Smash Brothers scene, we played, and I was from North Carolina, so we drove all the way to DC from there, and the whole way we just shoved a whole bunch of televisions inside the car and connected them to the car
That's
so
awesome.
we could play on the way there. And like the whole way there, we were just playing each other, making bets, doing all this fun stuff. And then on the way back, it was silent.
Yeah.
Plugged in. None of us wanted to talk to each other. It was just miserable.
Exactly, dude. That's funny. I just pulled up the old YouTube. Sorry if I missed anybody's comments. I see we got some watchers. Pleasure to have you. Thanks for tuning in.
We have not missed any comments. And
Okay.
The audio.
This silent Sally's out there. I hope you're all doing good. So let's. I got another question before we go into the details of the decks here. Was Skaven and Magor's Fiends for you? Was that your primary factions from the start, or have you kind of transitioned from something you started with?
Actually, yeah. Mitch got me into the game. He had already bought the game, and so of course, the first time you ever play, you always kind of give them one of the two starter armies, and you just say have at it.
Right.
But he had already gone ahead and bought Skaven because for whatever reason that just stood out to him. He's always really enjoyed playing like the Necromancer minions character, so I always thought that he would go for
Death.
the skeletons.
Yeah.
But he actually really ended up liking the Skaven from the beginning. And then once he kind of hooked me on it, I looked through all the different fighter cards, and Magor's just really stood out to me as like a really solid all-around style. And since I wasn't really sure what I was doing, I figured that would probably be a good place to start. And then from there, I was just like, yeah, I like these dudes. They're good. They're fun.
Nice. Were either of you into tabletop gaming prior to that? Like, you ever was 40K on your radar? What's the word there?
My friend lives in Texas, and he's really into 40K. I've played a lot of the video games and stuff, but never at the tabletop.
10-4. Yeah, gotcha. I find it really interesting because I feel like it's kind of a new generation of. I mean, it's just like for the last 4 or 5 years of playing 40K, like board games and stuff have been far out of my perspective, and I'm finding them as such a powerful utility. One, to be able to fill a gap of playing in ways you don't normally would be able to. Like again, you know, you can't always have a 6x4 table, so being able to play in such a small area, the time frame that it's played within, the cost of entry, the amount of depth where you can teach somebody.
You get different things out of different games. Certainly, that's
right.
Like I think that's something that like people don't really spend enough time doting on. In terms of like, I mean, because everyone wants an awesome, deep, complex game, but like, there's different ways to get that, I think.
Yeah, and sometimes the answer is multiple games, right?
Yep.
And you know, I found it it's been a great way for me to find a new passion outside of just 40K, and but yet in like by having that different kind of itch to scratch, it's almost made my experience with 40K even more enjoyable. Because like you kind of savor it a little bit differently when you play it, when it's not just the only game you play. So I respect that, and I'm curious about the gateway effect it has for players. And I think it's a great thing.
Everyone should play Tyranids.
Well, cool, dude. So you know, I know that you're well familiar with Mitch's Skaven deck. You guys either one. I mean, you know, this tournament was close all around. As I was watching the games, there was many games that were just dice rolls could have changed everything.
Absolutely.
You know. Let's hear about the Magor's Fiends. I feel like with these Shadespire decks that the list building starts from the objectives and the power cards support them. What do you think?
Absolutely. I always say, especially to new players, your objectives are your game plan.
Yep.
And your silver cards are how to make that happen.
Yep.
So everything always starts with your objective cards and your objective deck and figuring out how am I going to get the glory to get me started.
That's where I'm at too. So I got 8 Magor's objectives up there. Obviously, you got a couple you got a couple of Magors, and it looks like primarily you went with universal cards there.
I did. This was the first major deck that I built myself. This was the first tournament I had played with all the cards. Before I mostly had the starter deck and just the Magor stuff.
Sure.
So I focused a lot on what do I do when my game plan doesn't work the way I'm imagining. So when we first started playing and I just played Magors out of the box, all of the objectives are just kill somebody, kill somebody, kill somebody, kill somebody.
Right.
And Mitch, being the player that he is, took all of his Skaven and ran for the hills. So it was the question of how do you get points when you can't touch anybody? And that's where Alone in the Dark comes in and the hold of objectives came in. Because I wanted something to say, okay, you're going to run from me, well, I'm still going to get something from this.
Yeah. I think that's important.
So that's those are designed to be that anti, oh no, everything's going wrong, what do I do? And then everything else is, okay, now that you've come to me to stop me from getting this objectives, or I've come to you, now how are we going to make this work? So a lot of my deck is focused on leaders. You got Show of Strength, where score immediately if your leader takes an enemy fighter out of action, and Bait of Champions of if Riptooth takes the enemy leader out of action, and I'm sure if you've played Magors, that is totally doable.
Right.
Very, very quickly.
I love Escalation. I feel like that's such an easy one to get 2 glory on.
Escalation is probably in every deck of Shadespire in the world.
Yeah.
It's so reliable that there's literally no reason not to play it.
Pretty much. And I think that Denial is also a game-winning card, but you have to, when you have Denial in your deck, I really feel like you need to be conscious of that and playing to its end.
Oh, yeah. And being an aggressive deck, that's where it came in very easily. Now, with that being said, I played Connor, and he was playing Orcs, and I spent the whole game on my side of the board, so that is not an auto win for sure.
Right, but it can be game changing for sure.
Yeah, and especially with if you want to flip to the other page, the precision use of force is one of the easier ones to get with this deck, because with an upgrade of Great Strength or Incredible Strength, both Magor and Riptooth hit for 4 damage, and Magor hits for 4 with Cleave, and Riptooth can hit for 4 with Cleave if she crits. So precision use of force, basically, as long as you kill somebody, you're probably going to get it.
Yeah, that sounds great. I definitely have that in my deck as well. I like it better than the one where you have to kill more than the wounds that they have.
Yeah. I forget what it's called, but it's just you have to hit them for even more than the health that they have.
Probably like excessive use of force.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah. So tell us about some of your favorite ploys that help you accomplish some of these objectives. We got a mixed bag of killing stuff. It's leader focus. We have some of those passive abilities like escalation, and yeah. What's your main focus on ploy cards?
So my favorites are Furious Inspiration, Demonic Resilience, and Ready for Action.
Yeah.
Because, and this happened to me when I was playing some fun games. So I was at Mitch's work, and he has people play in Friday afternoons, and I'm playing against Stormcast Eternals.
Mm-hmm.
So I run up with Zarkus and hit the first Stormcast Eternal. So he's taken 2 damage. He brings his leader up next to the other, I think it was Oberyn and the leader, next to each other. I pull Magor's up. Magor has Cleave. So he just kills the first guy. I have Incredible Strength in my hand, put it on Magor's, on Magor himself, and then Ready for Action him, and one-shot the leader. So by turn 2, I had killed 2 of the 3 Stormcast Eternals.
Yep. That's when
And that
things go
was
bad.
just super silly. Because you can just make that stuff happen with this deck. And Furious Inspiration is one of those things where a lot of people get a lot of stuff for being inspired, but Magor and Riptooth gain an entire damage point for it.
Yeah.
So Furious Inspiration just straight up gives you damage, especially early on in the game.
Yeah, there's a universal card that'll inspire you as well.
Yeah, well, but I like the art on this one better.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, just redundancy. Like, I noticed that both you and Mitch had done 11 card ploys, 11 card upgrades. I'm actually, I won a tournament with the Reavers, and I'm wild and crazy enough that I run 18 ploys.
Ooh,
My
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I really I love the ones that let you basically do things out of action when it seems like you have nothing at your disposal, but then your cards allow you to do more.
My turn and ready for action.
Yeah, and the trying to remember the one where they're gonna kill you, but then you rebound. Rebound's awesome.
Rebound is horrifying, and anyone who runs that card is a monster.
That's me. I saw that you had Twist the Knife. That's another great example of a card where they don't expect it, and all of a sudden they're dead.
Absolutely. So, like, you have, my ideal first hand is literally just Furious Inspiration, Twist the Knife, Distraction, and then Great Incredible Strength and Ready for Action. Because you inspire, like, let's say you go second, you inspire Magor, you kill with Magor with Twist the Knife, and then you pull the next dude into you, ready for action him, and you killed 2 people off the bat.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful combo.
It's so silly, and Twist the Knife counts for objectives like precision use of force, and it counts for objectives like advancing strike. So it counts as your warband doing damage.
Yep.
So,
I think that's critical to deck design, is making sure that, like, thinking about how your cards could line up based on the type of draws you could get.
yeah. So interestingly, Master Stroke, which says you've killed someone with a reaction card, doesn't trigger on Twist the Knife. Because it's not a ploy that does damage. It adds damage to your attacks.
Yeah, you mentioned that at the event. I thought that was great insight. I had never been in that circumstance, but it makes total sense.
James may be in the meeting now, but I know he said he was having internet issues.
I see James Schaff. He's looking like a beautiful man. The internet doesn't see James yet, though. James, we're going to keep finishing up this Shadespire conversation so we can jump into the rest of the action. We got Alex joining us here from Maryland. He was second, along with his roommate, who was first at our Shadespire event here at Battlegrounds this past weekend. There's that flyer. James Schaff made that flyer. It's sexy. It's beautiful. Just like him. Yeah, and that trophy, man. I know that when I went to go, I drove 2 hours to win my trophy, and I was hungry for it. So I was really stoked that you guys got that shit.
Yes, they're very nice.
Yes, dude, especially with which I'm going to show here in a moment. But we actually just got some trophies for an upcoming tournament. I'm really excited to show you. But the trophies they can be expensive, and a trophy of that design, I'm surprised GW coughed out some jack for that, man.
Oh yeah, no, those are legitimate trophies. Like, that's not a cardboard box saying you won, congratulations.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's a real thing.
Yes, indeed, and I that kind of glory can go far beyond a store credit. So, dude, let's oh, you might have something on your mind, but we should.
No, I was just gonna say, just to wrap up the
Yeah.
upgrades.
Yeah.
Soul Trap, Twist, or Tethered Spirit, too obvious. Like, you gotta run these.
Yep.
Both Great Strength and Incredible Strength, because if you, for some reason, haven't killed both Magor and Riptooth, you have 2 4-damage dudes running around.
Totally.
Awakened Weapon is just too good not to run on object or aggressive decks. I like Trophy Hunter. Trophy Hunter is really fun because if for some reason they haven't killed Magor, you can just stack dudes.
Yeah.
And just stack glory. And then Helpful Whispers. Mitch ran the math. Helpful Whispers actually does like 2% less of a chance to hit than Awakened Weapon. So if you have one or the other, you've really increased your chances of hitting.
Yeah, and I think it's clutch with that high damage too.
Yeah, it is. The only thing that I really enjoyed from Leader Pack was Gory Visage, which does, I believe it's on the other page.
Yeah, gotcha.
It does 1 less damage to Magor anytime he takes damage. And so it's very fun to play against people. So I was playing Oscar, and he's looking at me ready to charge, and I don't know who he's gonna charge. But I recognize that if anyone can die, it's gonna be Magor. So I'm sitting here and I'm holding on to my last unspent glory point because I want to ready for action it, but I don't want anyone to die. So I finally decide to play Gory Visage, and he just gets so angry. He literally just goes, "Come on!" and like leans back in his chair because now he can't one-shot Magor. So
that's the good feeling.
It's definitely a good card. And then
that's awesome.
Hero's Mail is just a destiny to me, but for your leader. So unfortunately, that did burn me a couple times, putting so much emphasis on the leader, especially since Magor is such a horrifying monster. So everyone, you can't just keep him in the back and hope nobody notices him. Like he's too big to not send your whole army after.
Yeah, feel ya. Well, dude, nice. I really appreciate the jumping on and giving us that insight. You're welcome to please, continue to hang if you like. But that was great. It's really fun to talk shop with. Again, I feel like it's kind of a building community here. Most of our 40K crew and the Warp Charge Gaming hood here is there's only a few of us that are into Shadespire. So, talking tactics and stuff like that has been a more tight-knit conversation. I'm excited to get some other insights, like you were mentioning about the way that you got to score that objective with a kill and not just with a card. I mean, it's the more you collaborate and meet people, the more you grow as a player, so that's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, if anyone's curious on what to do with your deck, I definitely recommend the underworldstv.com, and that's
Absolutely.
where you can see the decks that other people have played. That's where you can see, even after the tournament, I built this deck, and then after the tournament I went on there and went, oh, well, here's some other interesting things that you can do. There are a lot of different objectives that I twisted around to say, okay, what's more reliable than scoring objective 4? What's more reliable than, oh no, Magor is dead, what do I do with all these leader cards? So there's definitely a lot that you can do with the game for sure.
Yeah, man, absolutely. All hail Shadespire. If you guys have ever wondered, anybody out there watching, if it's worth playing, definitely give it a shot. I got how to play videos on our page there, tactic videos. You got some good insight here today. We'd love to hear from you. We're playing live battles, yet still right now Kill Teams has taken the front of the line for content right now, but we'll get more into that in a second. Alex, thanks again, bro.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. James.
Yes, sir.
I'm centered on you. How are you doing?
Even better. Migraine day.
Yeah.
But I'm still here.
It's because you smell too much paint all the time, dude.
Dude, that may be it. I do not use a respirator, and I just spray paint all day, every day.
That's really not good for you.
That could be likely. That could be likely, dude. Like, you probably just spray paint, smell some paint right now and see if you get a headache.
All right. I think flat gets yellow is the call.
Dude, no, you did it. I'm worried about you.
No, I'm pretty sure that's not it. It's acrylics.
It's not a tumor.
Okay.
It's not enamels, dude. I would never spray enamel paint without a mask. But acrylics, who cares?
Yeah, you probably just need more pylon, dude.
Didn't need more pylon.
Yeah.
Oh, man, more pylon.
I got some of your work up. You speaking of, a little bit of Shadespire segue there. Here's the latest and greatest. I didn't get to get a shot from your latest stream last night, but here is one of the Orc boys looking badass in a sweet display tray. Oh, James trying to show us something. It's a little blurry, James, but we can come jump over.
I mean, that's where I was at last night.
Oh, he's working on the leader. Yeah, can't wait to get him in my life. Dude, I'm so pumped about Shadespire, particularly to play my first Grand Clash at Nova. I thought this would be fun. James, have you seen the schedule at Nova before yet? Like the way they have it all like spread it out like a big like pie chart looking thing?
No.
All right, check this out, dude. Look at the screen. So I got Thursday through Sunday lined up here. Look how many things are going on at Nova at the same time. It's crazy. So you're looking at Thursday right now. We're going to be showing up Wednesday through Sunday. It's a marathon at Nova. Wednesday we'll have a GW preview event as per tradition, and I do enjoy that a good time. I'm hoping beyond hope they give us some information about frickin', some orcs and space wolves maybe. That'd be nice. But in here, it's color coded down in the very bottom, at about the last 2 columns there, as you can see orange, and that is for Shadespire. So I'll start playing Shadespire on Thursday, round 1. That's the middle of the 30 or the 40k trios going on. I recently jumped out of trios. I'm giving it to some other Warp Charge gamers to participate in, so that I can go full on into Shadespire. So the trios goes down Thursday. Here's Friday. You can see me playing. Oh, also, though, on Thursday in the dark blue, you can see kill teams down there. So I'm playing kill teams in the morning on Thursday, Shadespire in the evening, with the midday to be able to create content, cruise around. Friday, I'm playing just Shadespire in the evening, going to do content all day, check out the booths, whatever, meet some folks, hang out. And then on Saturday, doing a morning and evening Kill Teams participation. And each one of the Kill Teams events, they have them set up in morning and evening setups. Each one is its own individual tournament. So I can be a winner of any of the 3 Kill Team events that I'm participating in individually. So that's pretty exciting. And Shadespire is every day. It's a grand clash of Shadespire, dude. So I can't wait to show off those sweet orcs that you've painted up. Here is your commission you just finished for Ali, who's going to be taking that to the trios and also the team tournament coming up for our event, yeah?
Yeah, they, well, I don't see the picture that you put up because I'm obviously looking at the YouTube delay.
Right.
But, yeah, that just got mailed out to Ali. You should have it by Saturday to practice Chris and Carson.
Oh, dang, well done.
Yeah, and he's sending 3 Dark Eldar flyers, 2 more Farseers to match this paint scheme, and some turrets, all so that he can get ready for Nova since you just sold him that ticket.
Well, I love it. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know that his painted models will not help the shame of his defeat?
What?
They will create a good distraction. And Ali is a seasoned 40Ker who may capitalize on such things.
You know,
honestly,
this is true. I honestly cannot even deny that because I am a consumer whore and I like shiny things.
And dude, this is just a picture that was just shot right before it was about to be packed away, just off a phone. So when you see him in real life, you'll be like, damn.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, I see we got some we got Will Polly in the chat. You know what Will Polly reminds me of? The giveaway. That's another topic. I got a lot of pictures loaded up, dude. Here is the Warp Charge Gaming fan giveaway. That just completed. Someone in Germantown, Maryland. I don't remember his name. I just remember Germantown. God bless America. Yes, sir.
Do you know it was super cool to get to experience with Will Polly?
What?
So, we had the giveaway that Kat painted, and then at the tournament when I was playing Will, Kat walked up to our table and he was like, "Oh, so you're Kat, you painted my model." I was like, that was a good feeling. I was like, that's really cool.
That's bringing people together, man. I think that's fantastic. We're talking about Kat from Aptify Miniature Artistries. She did our Lord of Change giveaway. It was definitely our most hype giveaway to date. But we got a Niall Stormcaller that's about to go out. This was my own personal Niall that the illustrious James Schaff painted up for me. We have another one on the hopper for James to take care of on the back end here. And I'm going to send this out to our friend in Germantown, Maryland. I saw German, and I was scared immediately because international travel is expensive. But we will be happy to send that to Maryland. We gave our last giveaway away live on stage at our Warp Charge Gaming Battle in the Warp that went down on, it was July 28th, June 24th. It's in the past. We have another one coming up immediately, and that's August 12th. It's the doubles tournament. Here's the flyer. Yeah, dude.
There's a doubles tournament coming up?
Dude, you son of a bitch. There is a doubles tournament coming up, Chris. You're already signed up, bro. You're already signed up. No refunds.
Oh man, I'm gonna be playing with a Mr. Carson Skipper.
Yeah, I got to. Carson got to see something in person today. Let me show you. Bam! Look at these sick trophies. Also, more design from the illustrious James Schaff here. You can see our custom Warp Charge Gaming logo that James spearheaded there long ago. And our 4 different sets of trophies here, or it's 4. You got your best Imperium, best Chaos, best Xenos, best Hybrid, and then of course War Master. This is all based off of the Nova trios. We've already mentioned a little bit of Nova today. Very excited for it coming up. So we want to train for the Nova trios. Warp Charge Gaming is going to be rolling deep, participating in the Tabletop Olympics. So I'll be doing Kill Team Shadespire. We're going to be in the Trios tournament. We're going to be in the GT. We're going to be in Age of Sigmar. So Warp Charge Gaming is going to be rolling deep.
Going to be handing out dice.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of dice, look at them go. I got pictures ready, dude. You see those dice? What's up? Man.
I got to ask, George. Wait,
Yeah.
so me and Carson are both playing Xenos armies, so we could win Best Xenos.
You could.
Oh, yeah. And so is James and Connor going for Best Xenos. So is Ollie and Ryan going for Best Xenos.
God.
Yeah. I will zoom into what you should probably put your hopes on, man. Let me zoom that in. Go for first place, Chris. And then there's also...
Well, obviously I'm going to take first, but I also want Best Xenos.
Well, just so you know, I mean, the medals are cool, but Best Xenos is a runner-up prize for first place. If you're not first, you're last, bro. Medals are cool. Plaques are better. Now, you can get yourself a War Master, and that is for an individual, Chris. So just put the finger to Carson and just take the best Warlord you possibly can, screw the missions, and go for War Master.
What can I say? That may have already been done.
It's a good idea.
I'm calling it now. Alpha Legion's taking that one.
Oh, you think Alpha Legion's going to be War Master? For
Dude,
those,
just for IML Furious gives you more opportunities to do some Warlord shenanigans.
So good.
And you can take a murder sword, and the murder sword does murder to other warlords.
I have to put it right up. We've been taking some little side bets here in Warp Charge Gaming. I definitely got my votes towards Celestine, and I do like the idea of G-Man, but Celestine's faster, and I believe in her utility better. I think
G-Man and Celestine can just go Argo and just be great War Masters.
Totally.
Granted, you're screwing your partner, and you're probably going to screw yourself for all the other games, but you can get War Masters.
One thing that's kind of crazy, though, is that in the trios, and this is at Nova 2 until they say otherwise, is that you can bring 2 Celestines, 2 G-Mans. Not that that's going to help you with War Master, because each individual teammate will be bringing those, and only one of them will achieve that, but still kind of freakish.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
I know gambling isn't legal in our state. But
it's a sad thing.
I think when it comes to final table, George, you and I need to have a discussion with a few other players.
I'm not sure what we're discussing, Chris. I'm not it. I have no skin in who wins. Besides that, I love you, but I'm fucking. I'm TOing, dude.
Fair enough.
Best of luck. But
I've always wanted to play 40k for pink slips.
Right, I know you.
I'm just not at that level, but I would love to be like fully painted army of 2,000 points. They got a fully painted army of 2,000 points, and the winner takes the other person's army.
See, I could do money, but that's too much for me. That's like emotional.
Too much sentiment.
Yeah, I love high risk. Dude, I love adrenaline like that.
See,
that's a drug.
There's the beauty of some Kill Team Shadespire. Once again, you can dumb it. Take some baby steps.
Yeah, I'll never play those games.
That's okay, James. It's okay. I'm just sad for you because it's so cool.
I'm not sad at all.
It's so cool.
It's like joy and happiness.
Well, speaking of the doubles tournament, here is a shot of the Death Ray design terrain that they've endorsed us with for our last tournament. It's going to be featured again, but this time painted. There's James Sheets going on locally here with his Frack Me shirt. He helped me paint that thing up, put some sweet rust effects on there, metallized it. I am thrilled with it. It is also doing killer in some kill team situations. Here's the thumbnail that James put together. It's the Forgotten Outpost bundle from Death Ray Designs. It's about $250. It is a sweet value. Now that it's painted up, I'm like head over heels with this terrain. Here is a shot of it being used for some kill teams. When you get the bundle, the fences that you see around there, they give you exactly enough fence to make a 22x30 kill team board, which they didn't expect to do, but they did, and it's really sweet.
Hey,
Yes.
speaking of terrain,
yes.
Can we talk about GW's new terrain?
Yeah, dude, because I actually have that shot ready. Button push. Look at that. Kill Teams, GW terrain, 800 subscribers. Warp Charge Gaming, we hit 800 subscribers. It's pretty cool. It's not 1,000, but it's a stair step. It's, I'm just going to take pride for a second.
Hey, you know what, man? That's the thing.
I want to thank everybody out there, all 800 of you. I know you're watching this. No, but I appreciate it anyways.
Well, what I want to talk about is not necessarily that kill team terrain that comes in the box, but the stuff that you can buy, the separate buildings, the new replacements.
Yeah,
they got rid of a lot of their old buildings.
Yeah,
and they pumped in all these new kits, and they're gorgeous kits. I mean, they go great with the new kill team stuff, but the pricing on it's just a little hard when you have like companies like Death Ray Design that you can get a whole table for like $300
versus a building.
Yeah, no, it's a single building. It's called the Sector Imperialis Basilique. I can't even say this word, but it's $100, and it's just a normal building, nothing special about it. The only thing that's, I guess, different from this building to the others is 2 statues in front of it. That's it. It's $100.
Hey, yo, listen, man. Statues are impressive.
They're Imperium statues, so I don't really care about them.
I mean, did you hear that name?
Like, I'm literally going to take an airbrush and put little penises all over them so that they look like they've been graffitied by cultists.
I need some Tyranid statues.
But, dude, seriously. Like, I'm looking at this thing on their website right now, and it is just a building like their other buildings. Granted, the floors are a little higher. It's got a little bit more detail to it, and it's got 2 statues out front. But it's $100. Even with your discounts and stuff, you're spending over $75. Death Ray Design, that whole table is like $300.
Oh, James, I didn't even want to show this picture, but I mean, you segued it too hard, man. I mean, like, here's this is what's happening. People are having to do this now. They're gonna have to just start using terrain for whatever they can find lying around because everybody's going broke. I'm not gonna say where.
Like, I don't get to see what you post until
I know. That's cool. We needed just this amount of appropriate time for the audience to sink in. Because what is that?
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't want to mention any names or anything. But damn, man, that's GW. Was
that an event?
That was an event recently. I wouldn't talk shit.
There's official GW terrain on that table. I would like to tell you.
That's true. Along with some Coke cans with tape on it and some coffee mugs sprayed black. But yeah, that's where we're at, and that's GW. Gotta love them, but damn, guys, $100 terrain piece. Maybe I'd be throwing them a little bit more love and a little less shade right now if they didn't have policies like you gotta have 10,000 subscribers to get pre-releases to codexes. Yeah, that happened.
See, this picture isn't as bad as some of the other ones I saw at that event. The ones that were like bare plywood, those are a little hard for me to stomach.
Yeah,
it definitely that looks like kitchen table games where your boxes and pizza boxes and all that stuff work just as good as terrain.
Check this out.
You don't want to spend $100 for one building.
Oh dang! Carson just jumped into the hangout. What's up, Carson?
Is it the Big Dick Bandit himself?
Hello.
More pylon. What's up, Carson?
What's up? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, man.
Word gave me some weird warning, like it couldn't pick up my mic.
Yeah, it's because the nuts in your mouth. Since you took them out there, you're fine.
Whoa.
Yeah, I forgot to check the audio, and I noticed that it's working. Thank God.
See, Nova Open. That's a proper tournament right there. That's proper terrain.
Yeah, you see that? Yeah, that shot here. I'll throw it back up. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Here's it.
Even Adepticon gets sparse on certain tables, but it's thematic. Like they'll have a desert theme with very few things, but with their building tables, like there's lots of ruins.
Check this out. That's one thing that was a difference between Nova and Adepticon is they had a lot more of like just these like ridiculous terrain setups that were more of like a diorama showpiece. A lot of Lord of the Rings was going down on it. But there you can see me giving the win sign with my hands when I found my drunken smite shoe. We went on some munchies at the end of the night and found that random shoe on the ground, so I wore it all weekend. And there's a beautiful piece of terrain there. That thing was amazing. You weren't seeing that at that event that I just showed you, and yes, that was pretending to be a major event. a farce, if you will.
I always wondered what that shoe was from. You just found that thing.
Dude, it was crazy. Like literally,
He got staph infection from it.
no,
Ew, I don't even want to see your big toe. That's gross.
Listen, man, that shoe was a game changer.
it was, dude. It was.
Still lost. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, but I rolled some good smites though. It's a smite shoe. I don't know.
Smites don't win the games anymore, bro.
They sure don't. They didn't win then either.
No, they did. 'Cause Casey Haley showed you that they did.
Oh, in my face.
Oh,
Oh,
Dropping bombs.
dude, hey, I'm just giving Wobbly Mahler some love. Like, those are good guys.
Totally.
They show up at events, and they supported the Battle in the Warp doubles.
I was happy about that.
Yeah, let's just see if they show up, though.
Right, exactly. I think they will. So Carson was hanging today. We were playing some kill teams. Here's a little bit of the some of the terrain we're using. Here is a shot of an orc kill team that I put together. Loving the game. I'm 4 games deep. I've lost every one of them, and I'm having the time of my life.
well, I won my first one today, and it was fun as fuck, dude. I really like it.
It really was, right? Necrons are good. Necrons are good in that game.
I like how reanimation works in that, man. Just, being able to be taken off the board on a 4 or 5, like the first time I roll an injured roll is nice.
Also, just how effective they are at leadership too. Like, because I've been getting, especially playing orcs, I've been getting my ass handed to me with crazy leadership.
Oh yeah, I witnessed a little bit of that today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the missions have been crazy too. Like today, the one that Carson and I were playing, it was like basically a mission. If you were playing a 40k game with warlords, the whole mission was the defender wins the game if their warlord isn't killed, and the attacker wins the game if the warlord is killed.
Yeah.
Damn,
I
son.
was just playing runaway with my my little warrior leader the whole game.
Yeah, it was on the last turn. Like I had, the opportunities were there. The dice didn't play out. Some of the other games I played, there's like prisoners where like if you're in proximity to the body, like when you kill somebody, if you have a model within a couple inches of it, then you can capture the body when it dies, and that's how you gain points, is by capturing bodies, which was pretty neat. It was actually really
awesome for flayed ones. Like that just sounds so fluffy. They capture you and then they steal your skin.
Yeah, exactly. Point. Yep, yeah, that was good. And then I played another one the other one I played was super fun too. It was behind enemy lines, but the whole goal was to cross the board and all the way across the board and go past the back edge of your enemy deployment zone. So that was like worth 2 points to like disembark off the board, but 1 point to kill something. So it was kill points for 1 point apiece, and then 2 points if you got all the way off the board. So it was like a cool dynamic of trying to skip combat and run off the board, or do you save your guys and fight? And that was a really close game. Yeah, man.
I like it. I think the missions are crazy.
Totally. We had a ton of dynamics of just like, it definitely spawns those like big dice roll moments. Good.
Well, what I was saying about the initiative, I love how the initiative is back and forth, but even that initiative roll creates those moments, because you're like, whoever goes first is gonna have a huge advantage this turn.
Yeah, well, sometimes not always. Like it was weird in the first few turns. You as the defender, you wanted to go second so that you could react to my forward movement.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, sometimes second's pretty clutch in that game, but unlike 40k, there's no choice. You either want to win or you want to lose. That game does a good job of making you desire both the high and the low rolls. It's not all about like getting the 6 all the time. Sometimes you want those like
no, because
ones.
like you're notorious for your high rolls. You rolling crazy 6s, but it was always on your injury rolls, and it was killing you.
It sucked. Yep, exactly.
So I'm saying you just switched to Necrons, and all those 6s would have been reanimations.
For sure, I would have got a bunch, dude. Chris, I can't wait for you to experience it as well. I can't wait to play multiplayer also, man. Like 4 players is going to be so out of control.
Oh, I know. I want to try that. That sounds awesome.
Teams as well. Teams will be super sweet.
You can do like a free-for-all.
Yeah,
Chris, turn your mic up. I mean, flip it down. Yeah, there you go.
I was chewing. I didn't want to make noise.
Oh, I can't even hear you chewing when it's down like that.
But yeah, no, I mean, but George, you know, the problem with that is that like I'm gonna run 4 lictors and kill all your orcs.
Yeah, stroking my
How
dreads.
many wounds do lictors have?
I think 4 in kill
4?
teams.
Okay.
That's crazy. I haven't seen a 4-wound model yet.
It's at least 3, but it may be 4.
That'd be intense.
Dude, no one cares about kill team.
Come on, man, you need to try it. That shit was pretty fun.
Dude, I will not try it.
James doesn't have enough time, so that's
Dude.
okay, James. Just stick with that. The moment you start bashing on it, you look like an asshole. When you just say you don't have time, that's acceptable.
I'd rather look like an asshole though.
Okay.
Like, I'd rather put up this extremely harsh like first appearance and like be like, dude, who the fuck's that guy? And then all these people will be like, dude, you don't know that guy? He's so awesome. And then they'll be like, what the fuck? He's an asshole. Like, I love getting that like mixed bag of people that like me and hate me.
Well, you're doing a great job. No, I see that Milo jumped on the YouTube thread there. He's like, free for all, someone always gets teamed up. I totally believe that with 3-person, but 4-person, a lot more. It should balance out with 4 people, I think.
I think odd-numbered player games, someone tends to get ganged up on more often.
Yeah.
Just because it usually it's like how the board is split. But 3-player games, someone always gets ganged up on. Like 4+ is where you have to go.
Totally. Here's some epic shots just to randomly jump to. I was mentioning I did a pitch to GW this week and asked them if they would send me pre-releases to the Space Wolves and the Orcs. I set up a huge like apocalyptic size setup of all my orcs and all my Space Wolves and was like, look, I buy all your stuff. I care so much. And you gotta have 10,000 subscribers minimum with their policy, because obviously there's a lot of people out there probably asking for pre-releases, saying they deserve it. So if you guys could just subscribe, even if you're already subscribed, like make somebody else subscribe so that we can.
Or make fake accounts and subscribe.
Yeah, just fake accounts and subscribe.
That's what I was talking about earlier. That's what everybody else does.
Come on, 10,000 subs. Let's go. I just want the pre-released information. I don't care if you're fake.
But our giveaways do
No Russian
detect fake stuff, because people have tried to make multiple accounts to try to win our models, and our program detects that based off IP addresses.
Nice try. Yeah, we had. I think we saw. Not to say anything about it, but I think there was a couple from Vietnam, maybe.
Yeah. Vietnam goes harder to
calling out a whole people or something.
No, I'm just saying. Vietnam tried to cheat the giveaway system. It's just like Russia and our election system or whatever.
Exactly. No Russian bots.
Yeah, there's no proof of that.
Okay.
Warp Charge Gaming takes an aggressive anti-Vietnamese stance.
No.
Whoa, Chris.
Oh, wow, Chris.
No.
That is
I'm just saying.
We've lost all of our Vietnamese fans, the 6 of them.
Son of a bitch. Well, they cheated anyways. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Just try to cheat. We wouldn't allow it.
Just some
If
of
any of
you.
you guys are watching right now from Vietnam, I apologize for the remarks I've made.
No, he doesn't. He's one of those people that say no offense before he says something offensive.
With all due respect.
I
Yeah.
do apologize. I hate you.
Oh shit, wrong button. Let's see, back on topic. Let's see. I'm laughing too hard in my mind right now. Oh yeah, the giveaway. We don't have another giveaway lined up yet. But we will. You know. Oh, James's dog.
Another something awesome, Necron.
He's shedding. There's so much hair everywhere.
Overlord.
Yeah, that would be cool. I wouldn't mind more Necrons to have to give away. That was a lucky opportunity, and you missed it, Carson. That was supposed to be your chance, dude.
I might have gotten like 1 entry in, but I didn't keep up.
Oh, doggy.
Didn't get those extras.
I was sad for we have a awesome dude named Ice Wolf in the Netherlands, and dude's like, I don't even use like Facebook or Instagram or any of this shit, but he's made accounts just to try to hit our giveaways.
Oh, dude, yeah, I did that with Twitter and also Instagram, all that crap.
Carson,
Like,
you're the man.
any sort of giveaway, I'm all about that free stuff.
Yeah, dude. Well,
You
something
you can have my email and all my personal information. I don't care.
perfect. Well,
Just don't
something.
sell it to those Russian bots.
Oh, yeah, we're on that Vietnamese kick now, dude.
Oh, all right, sorry.
Yeah, no. I'm saying we'll sell it to them. It's cool. So something that's not free but is cool is these shirts. I think you only have like 2 days left. If you want to jump on the Warp Charge Gaming Facebook page, we have a group buy going on right now. You can basically get this at cost. We're all paying the same amount, and it gets cheaper the more people that jump in on it. The shirt on the left was our Adepticon design, made by James Schaff there, and he also made the one on the right that's going to be for our Nova. So you're looking at the spaceman with the Warp Charge Gaming logo on his noggin there. There's going to be another spaceman of a smaller variety on the chest. And, yeah, that's going to be the shirt that is going to be our team shirts for Nova. But anybody can jump in.
I like that astronaut one.
Yeah. They can't print it, that astronaut, very well with the purple. Are you talking about the astronaut on the right?
One.
Yeah.
I forgot they're both astronauts.
Yeah.
I didn't even know the old one was still up for grabs.
It's not. It didn't print very well. The design, I mean, we got the design. We could always reprint. Hopefully soon we'll have inventory. You know, we got dice coming. We got shirts that are available. One day we'd like to have the shirts just in stock and ready to grab. In 2019, we have plans to have booths. We're at some of these major events. Maybe Adepticon and Nova will have some inventory and some booths. Yeah, they look beautiful. Stoked on them too. James, are you listening on your phone right now? Are you making important business calls? Oh
snap!
Oh, he's totally talking to somebody else. I'm gonna just keep looking at him. Okay, I'm done. He smiled. He was listening. Chris, what's new in your world, bro?
Dude,
you were painting some Slanesh recently.
I have been. I've been assembling some models, but I made a mistake.
Uh-oh.
Chariots.
So I bought this really cheap tester's plastic glue that's like not the like instant setting glue. It takes like 2 hours to set, and
What
I got
in the world.
Yeah, no kidding. Like for plastic glue, that's terrible. Like, are you kidding? Like, I tried to assemble models for like maybe 15 minutes, and I was, this is bullshit. So I started using super glue, which worked out much better on plastic models, which is just sad. But I digress. You know, I'm gonna buy better glue, and I'm gonna reconvene and start assembling models again. But they're pretty much good to go.
Nice.
At least the starter box.
Nice, dude. I dig it. Well, cool.
I'm gonna buy a lot of cool models from the Raging Heroes site.
Okay.
And because they have a lot of the they call them, I think they call them Lust Elves, the fantasy and the sci-fi for like the Slanesh demons, like not Slanesh demons.
Sounds like some adult toys there. I'd like some Lust Elves, please.
Yeah, no kidding. But nonetheless, super cool. I mean, they have something that could easily be a soul grinder. They have multiple things that could be different demon princes. I want them all.
Cool.
Multiple things that could be heralds on seekers. I want all of them as well. Like they have so many cool things. And just for the characters, I definitely want the wider range, just because I don't know. I mean, some of the models that are good for Slanesh at the moment, I feel like competitively anyway, don't really have models like, you know, like heralds on seekers or heralds on chariots, etc., etc. Like all of that stuff doesn't have like a true model. Like, yes, you can get a seeker, yes, you can get a chariot, but they don't sell a model of the seeker on the chariot, to my knowledge, or the seeker on the the herald on the seeker.
It is the same thing with like a Farseer on a bike. It took like forever before they ever came out with like a kit for that.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, like I could kit bash it, or I could just run something that is distinct and third party and matches what you would expect the size specifications to be anyway.
Sure. Have you gotten any games in with your girl? That's the more difficult part to do.
I have not played the Slanesh Demons yet, but we've played some Tyranids on Tyranids.
Okay.
I have a hard time making a list. So,
Kill teams. Dude. Kill teams.
Kill teams certainly. I have a hard time making a list that's not equitable. Like a lot of the times, I find that I make her list very stacked against mine because I don't want to just be like, I'm gonna crush your spirit.
Kill teams.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're one of the. I'm gonna let you win. That's sexist, Herrera.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried to do it for you and Cody and
Whoa.
George at first, but unfortunately, George was an asshole and was playing like elite army, so he just mowed through all of us anyway.
The very first game, he tried to deep strike his entire Tau army right in front of my face.
I didn't know.
It's your first game. Here's some Tau.
That was. I remember that, dude. I was like, yeah, screw you, Carson.
What happened? You got stomped.
I got mobbed, dude, because you seized. Yeah, it was hilarious. Like yeah, it was his first game, and I like pretty much put a death wish worth of Tau in front of him. Like, all right, you're not even gonna get a first turn. You're just dead on the turn one, and instead he seized and murdered me. That was great.
Womp womp.
I was hooked from then on.
That's what you need to do, Herrera. Just brutalize her. First game.
That's how you make it all worth it, dude. Because then when they destroy you, it's like such a savoring moment. But yo, I'm gonna keep pestering. When are you coming to play Kill Teams, Chris? I need an answer now. I need it to be pretty much right now. Y'all meet you in a few minutes, right?
What are you doing Saturday night?
I hope I'm playing Shadespire Kill Teams, right? Get your ass over here. I'm supposed to. I think I'm supposed to. Connor was even available to play then, so we might even go to get some multi action going on.
Tell Connor
Ooh.
that unless he can beat me at 40k, I don't want to play him in Kill Teams.
Wow.
Damn, shots fired.
Yeah, they're shooting hard. I'll pass on the message.
Also, I don't want Connor to like whoop me at Kill Teams while I'm having such a great time at 40k.
Dude, I mean, the beauty of Kill Teams is it's really just like more 40k, but in a smaller format. Honestly, dude, like so far, I've found it to be, now maybe it's because it's new and everything, but I've felt like I've had much more on the edge of my seat action with much more like decision making than I've had in a 40k game in a long while. Now, granted, I played a lot of Index.
I agree, honestly. Because like I was saying, there's just literally excitement in the initiative roll. Just like seeing who gets to go first or second, like can be so huge towards the end game.
And because you get to go back and forth throughout the phases, you never feel like, well, he got to go first, so I guess
exactly. Like even if you played the same mission 2 times in a row, it's going to be different every time.
Yep. And shout out to Shadespire because that game team jumped on for the balancing of this one, which I still find like it's interesting. Like there's still plenty of talk of like, man, that's really strong or that's OP. Like Harlequins ripped my face off, and they almost made me question if they're OP. But then like things like Tau and the smart missiles being able to shoot things that can't hide. The Harlequins are like super fast. And they ignore terrain, so they can just hide out of line of sight, and they get to charge on 3d6.
Oh,
and, yeah, and they get to their charge range is within 18 inches versus 12. So anything within 18, they can hide behind a building and say, okay, I just charge everything with 18, and then roll their 3d6 and see what happens. And then if they don't make the charge, they can still get that movement to like make a huge leap across the board.
Wait, can't you still only declare charges on stuff in 2d6?
Not Harlequins. They get 18 inches 3d6, which gets crazy because he was doing like 13, 14-inch charges. And so all my orcs, like I took an all flamer list, and he stayed out of all the range of the flamers, stayed out of all the line of sight, and he would just wait till I came close enough so he was in charge range and just charge his whole army out of cover and just rip me up.
jeez.
Yeah, so like that's where like I needed to put in some like supporting shots, like put a few big shoot of orcs like up in some towers to try to get the guys once they jump out. But the Tau, though, they can bring smart missiles, and now granted, like they can only bring one smart missile out of the entire warband, so you're only going to get 4 shots like this, but they can shoot 30 inches without requiring line of sight, you know. So that can definitely take care of that Harlequin problem. I'm really curious about the what's most worth it. Like everybody's hype on in Tau with the stealth suits, but man, 20 points base, like you can get like nearly 4 Pathfinders for that. You definitely get more wounds, more shots, like by not taking that ability. Granted, it's really nice, but it's so expensive. Like the idea of getting more for bodies and shots is almost. I haven't played enough to see how that plays out, because they have a bigger movement. They can fly.
Yeah. And bodies honestly does kind of seem a big thing in kill teams. Like just because it's almost difficult just to wipe off a single model if you start getting lucky with your flesh wound rolls or whatever.
Right.
Like one model can stick around and pester you for a long while, even though it's got 1 wound.
Yeah, if you get the right dice rolls, landing those 1s and 2s and shit. Dude, I need one of these one of these sets of new dice. Need to roll like total shit. I want one of these colors to just blow so that I can use it in kill teams only.
Injury rolls.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I hope every dice you pick up from 40k now is shitty.
James,
You're putting bad juju on a color of dice. What if I want that color? I don't want any dice to be bad.
James.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm sorry. I couldn't think of anything good. The black and gold Pittsburgh dice. Unfortunately, we liquidated those. I should have kept those in there, and then I could have rolled those for the shitty dice, right?
Those losers.
Oh goodness, you're right, James. I shouldn't have anyone, but I'm trying to help everybody out. I'll make sure to give everybody a preface, like, hey, I know you like the color, but this one rolls really shitty, and we did, we wanted one of them to be that way, so.
No, George. It's like basically saying, hey, like these dice are accidentally loaded, but I'm still gonna use them.
I was wondering what Chessex would say if you asked them to make you weighted dice. Do you think they would? Like, hey, do you mind?
What you do is for the 6 or a 1, just do a giant pip.
Yeah, be like, yo, can you make this one a little bit more, unbalanced?
You just gotta make the side that you want to show up the lightest side. So the 6 has to be the most giant icon it can possibly be, or the 1.
Chessex is like, do you have any more questions we can help you with? Like, can you tell me how to like make the dice roll the way I want them to?
How do I always roll a 6?
Yeah, or a 1. It's cool. I just need it to do something consistently.
Just like
please.
email you, but it's all in the wrist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn it.
I need the 6s just to be like a hole in that side of the dice.
Well, hey George.
Yeah.
For your Shadespire orc leader, dude, what
Yeah.
color do you want his cape? Box art has black, but I'm leaning towards red.
I was leaning towards red myself. But the only thing I don't like about that potentially
Is
is
that it's not green? What?
well, just like yellow and red, kind of ketchup mustardy,
I don't care.
That's delicious.
Red
That's
is a complementary color to green, and that's the color of their flesh.
Captain McDonald's.
Maybe purple, dude. I like purple.
That is a complementary color to yellow.
See, I'm trying to help.
No, I'm not doing yellow.
I'm
It's literally going to be either red or black.
All
if
right.
it's red and yellow, I'm just letting you know I'm calling that character
Ronald McDonald. Yeah, goddamn it. See what you're doing, James? I don't want him to be Ronald McDonald. That guy scares me, dude.
I think we're going with the Ronald McDonald team.
That guy's a freak. He scares the shit out of me. All right, fine. We'll call the whole army Happy Meal.
We just call it bite-sized McNuggets.
This
All
one's a Hamburglar. This one is, I forget. What's the purple
Dude.
one? His name's like Gromit or something. I don't know.
I'll do that. Well, we've reached our time. Is there anything that would be cool to mention before we go jump off for the evening? Anybody?
Yeah, man.
August 12th.
August
August
12th. That's the best thing for sure. Boom. Battle in
Shirts
the Warp.
for those that are not in the area to go to that event.
Yep, shirts are definitely limited time, like 2 or 3 days. Go to Warp Charge Gaming's Facebook page.
Get 1, get 2, get 3. I did.
There's a hoodie. There we got hoodie, tank top, long or like tall size. We got ladies. Jump on there. You got some dice coming. Thanks to our sponsors. That's going to be featured at our tournament as well. Death Ray Designs, Game Out of You, Crystal Fortress, Battlegrounds. All these folks rule. They've been a huge help to the progress of Warp Charge Gaming. Love those dudes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it, y'all. Play Shade Spire, play Kill Teams. Don't listen to James. And keep taking
Really
fights
loud
serious.
enough to state.
Play Tyranids.
Yeah, more pylon. Yeah.
Yeah, more Necrons.
There we go. Everybody's got a little something.
Join the ancient evil.
Did you mean Tyranids?
No, bro.
Sad face.
Keep taking fun seriously, everybody. We'll see you next time. Peace.